What is up, family? It is Ascended Dreamz bursting onto the scene with guidance to infinite love and access to positive energy. What is going down, my fellow travelers? We back out here in nature once again, doing what we do best. So, before I drop off into the video, I just want to first start off by saying super thank you to every single one of you who has joined me on this journey as of late. Man, it has been just so humbling and honoring to see all of the comments that you guys have been sharing, all the feedback, all the ideas, all the suggestions, and receiving just words of encouragement in my DMs, man. This has been awesome. I've been having people hit me up saying, yo, I need your messages daily, so keep it going. So seriously, to every one of you who is contributing to my ideas and contributing to this vision, I appreciate you. So let's hop right off into it, guys. What I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is light work versus shadow work. What? Light work versus shadow work? What are you talking about, Ascended? So today I'm going to be uncovering and just sharing with you guys some of the differences and also how these two very polarized labels are actually one and the same and highly interchangeable. So let's hop right off into it, guys. So first off, I wanted to give you guys an understanding on what shadow work really is and why it exists here while on this planet. Okay? So shadow workers, or shadow beings, if you will, have established themselves on this earth as beings who have ultimately embraced the darkness inside of themselves, have ultimately embraced the traumas, the temptation, the fear, the addictions, if you will. And all of this is indicative of the fact that shadow beings are anchoring in and harnessing a lot of power here on this planet. So yes, shadow workers are super powerful and play a huge part in this grand awakening that is taking place here right now on this planet. So when shadow workers are able to anchor in this energy and authentically utilize it in their external realities, it can oftentimes reflect back to light beings that a lot of the things we have casted away are fundamental pieces of ourselves. Okay? So oftentimes, light workers have a tendency to demonize the darker parts of themselves and attempt to set themselves free of all of the turmoil and nastiness that has existed inside the body for so long. However, shadow workers are aware of the fact that these things can actually help us liberate our consciousness, and that when we turn our attention to them, as opposed to running away from them, that we can further co-create our reality and work in harmony with the universal energies that we have access to merge a greater understanding. Merge a greater understanding that there is good in the bad and that there is bad in the good. What? One more time for those haters in the buck. So guys, what I said here is there is ultimately good in the bad and there is ultimately bad in the good. So shadow workers have just inherently become more comfortable with accepting these darker parts of themselves, right? Which is a beautiful thing. It is ultimately a really beautiful thing. Shout out to all my shadow workers out here, right? So, light workers. Light workers are at the opposite end of this spectrum, okay? So, light workers are the yin and the yang, if you will, okay? So, light workers have assumed themselves as powerful healers, as powerful leaders on this planet, sent here to raise the collective of not only the collective consciousness of not only ourselves, but the collective consciousness of the planet. Okay? So these light beings, or light workers, if you will, are inherently sent here to self-sacrifice, to sacrifice their own state of mind, their ego, their own belief systems, to create a new belief system that best serves humanity and best serves all of the fellow sentient life forms around us. Okay? Woo! Emergency. Emergency. There's always something going down out here while I'm recording. They ain't stopping us though, right? It's higher vibrational time, all right? So listen. Where I was going with this is that light beings are at the opposite end of the spectrum. We are the angelic beings who are sent here to sacrifice ourselves for the betterment of the evolution of the planet. Okay? So, light workers have inherently negative qualities when they begin to love others more than they love themselves. Oftentimes, light workers get carried away of trying to raise the vibration of the planet and save other people, and oftentimes forget to save themselves, travelers. So listen, I'm a light worker. I'm a starseed. I'm a being who is out here putting myself in position every day to raise the vibrations of others around me, regardless of what it is that I'm going through. So that's who I am, travelers. Who are you? So, diving deeper into this, light workers are 51% service to others and 49% service to self, while shadow workers are 51% service to self and 49% service to others. So are you starting to see the pattern here? The good is the bad and the bad is the good. The good exists inside the bad and the bad exists inside the good. Neither of them are different. So this is what they don't want you to know. And when I say they, this is the powers that be. This is the dominator culture. These terms have ultimately been created to further create separation and polarization here while on this planet. So with that being said, they are utilizing these terminologies to keep even spiritual brothers and sisters separated, which is terrible. This is something that I can't stand for personally. All right? So, let me break this down. We are all one. We are all one single-celled organism experiencing itself through multiple different bodies, multiple different life forms, and through multiple different dimensions. Okay? So, what is going on here is that we're seeing a lot of this polarization take place in our external realities. We're seeing people going at each other for skin color, man. We're seeing people coming at each other for their spiritual beliefs. And guys, let's just become okay with embracing everybody's differences. If you are a shadow worker, you are loved. You are serving your purpose. You have assumed yourself as a leader on this earth. And just because you chose to go in the opposite direction of light workers doesn't mean that your work is any less of value to others around you, okay? And to my light workers, to all of my light beings, you have assumed yourself as healers on this planet, which you are serving your purpose if you have done that, okay? So let's begin to become comfortable with accepting each other for our differences, because there's ultimately beauty in the differences, guys. If everybody was the same, preaching the same word, preaching the same message, nobody would ever learn, ever. Okay? So you're never gonna hear in any one of my videos me denounce or speak poorly about somebody else's ideology or belief system, because we are all connected. If I go out hurting them, man, I'm ultimately hurting myself. That's crazy. So within this awareness brings in a great opportunity for people to set aside their differences and for spiritual healers to rise up and to merge as one conscious energy, because ultimately we are creating new earth. We are immersing ourselves in the golden age. We are accelerating into a peaceful paradigm that highly values our own unique and authentic creative abilities. So, I don't know, for all my Star Wars heads, you guys have seen this take place within the Jedis and the Sith. The Jedis are the light workers of the planet. They're like the cops of the galaxy, right? They're all going around making sure everybody's doing their right work. While the Sith are very service to self oriented. They are all about power and all about control. But without either side, the Star Wars trilogy would not exist, right? So that is what's taking place on this earth right now. This is a great karmic unraveling that is unfolding at a very accelerated rate. And we must assume our positions in this and establish ourselves as authentic men and women in order to create a world of abundance and create a world of harmony and peace and coherence amongst each other while engaging in this ascension process, right? So I know you guys are wanting to ask the question right now. Well, is there a middle ground? Is there a way that I can be both shadow worker and light worker? And my answer to you guys is yes, absolutely. You can absolutely be both. And the term that we have indoctrinated and coined for these individuals is middle workers, middle ground workers. And these are individuals who are 50% service to self and 50% service to others. So these middle ground workers have established a great balance here on this planet. They realize that we are only here for a short time, and to continue to polarize our existence into good and bad is only hurting ourselves at the end of the day. So middle ground workers are individuals who have come to realize that in order to transcend and evolve as spiritual beings, that we must integrate the lighter sides of our personality and the darker sides of our personality. So shout out to all my middle workers, man, to everybody who's holding down the lightness and the darkness. I appreciate you. So these people are removing themselves from the polarization that is taking place here on this planet. And this too can create disharmony if not powered and channeled authentically, okay? So listen, pay attention. Middle ground workers oftentimes become conflicted if they overextend, because middle ground workers got one foot in on the other side and one foot in on the other, and they don't know if they want to be light or dark, right? So this can create confliction inside the mind, inside of the heart, and create disharmony in the body. So the way of the gray Jedi must work its way through this timeline very calmly, very peacefully, and very collectively, okay? Because if they do not, they're at risk to being taken over by either side, right? So guys, that's been the video. I hope this video just began to uncover some of the ideas behind light work and shadow work. And I hope that I began to give you guys a greater awareness around how of these two terminologies and two labels are ultimately one and the same. So guys, feel free to comment down below which one you think you are. Are you a light worker? Are you a middle worker? Are you a shadow worker? Or are you none of them? So guys, that has been the video. Once again, I want to say thank you to everybody who has been connecting, showing up authentic, resonating with each and every one of these messages. You guys are more than appreciated. I look forward to getting back out here real soon and creating more content for you guys and gals. With that being said, man, it's Ascended Dream signing out. The word is love. Peace.